Hey, what's up, fellow apocalyptic survivors, and welcome to a Nerdy Bunch weekly review for Apple TV series Silo. My name's Dave, and joining me because he's been chased by the mob, or maybe he's delusional because of lack of sleep, it's my co-host, Andrew. What's up, Andrew?
Or both. What's up, David?
Andrew is joining me where he's at. It's like, what, past 2 o'clock in the morning?
2:19.
I appreciate you joining me for this. We're doing
Yeah,
Silo
so please
episode.
like and subscribe.
Yes, that's how dedicated we are. Episode 5, Descent. Synopsis is as follows. Sims finds himself with a new position, Juliet learns some information, and Bernard and Lucas make an important discovery. I usually don't start these podcasts with a piece of news, but I think this is an exception. Piece of news came out today, Andrew. Today, as we record this, I had to bring it up. Silo, which is currently on season 2, just got greenlit through season 4.
Yeah, no, it deserves
they are
it.
confirmed. They are confirmed. It will finish with season 4. This bodes well because now the writers know how much time they have to spread the story, right? And for those who don't know, this is based on a book trilogy. Seasons 1 and 2 are based off the first book, and then going forward, season 3 will be book 2, and season 4 book 3. The reason why the first book was split is because that's the intro. It's a lot of dense setup going forward, so it had to be split. So yeah, this obviously, I mean, I haven't read the books. I will, but from what I know, there are some, as you usually see in these things, there's some deviations from the book.
Yeah, but I think Meadows, wasn't Bernard's shadow was someone else.
Yeah,
that
some characters were switched out, and or certain narratives happen in a different order. Maybe like some things that happen later happen earlier, and vice versa. But I haven't read the books. I plan on reading the first book after the season is done, and then read after every other season. But yeah, that's some good news to look forward to. There, you know that we're not going to be watching every episode. Oh, is this going to get cancelled next season? Is it going to get cancelled? Is it going to get cancelled? No, we'll get to finish. It's great. All right,
awesome sauce.
This episode, I felt this episode, it's weird. It's one of those episodes where we kind of slowed down the pace, but yet the drama, the drama and the stakes, the tension. Actually, that's what it is. The tension is still there, right? The tension, no tension is released. It's just that
it's even worse. It's like
it's also worse.
For sure, it's
kind of slower, but yes. And it's one of those episodes. I really enjoyed this episode. If we're in a spoiler-free segment right now, this is a good episode. I'm still. And it's not quite a spoiler to say, maybe it's a mild spoiler to say. It's like, how long is Juliet going to be separated from the main team? Are we going to wait till the very last episode? I don't know. I hope that doesn't frustrate me because I feel like I'm starting to feel the fact that they're separated for a while. I didn't realize they'd be separated this long. But I still love to see the dynamics between Juliet and Solo. Also, awesome. And I think as much as I say I miss Juliet with the group, I think the story of the Silo has finally gotten into its own thing where it doesn't necessarily exactly. It doesn't need Juliet to carry it. I think the characters are carrying that narrative, and it's going to some interesting places. But I also feel like, and again, maybe things will change knowing that this has multiple seasons going forward, so it won't be a problem going forward. I just think that there's some characters this season have been shortchanged a little bit. It's almost like their story is moving very slowly, while you have other characters having a lot of story build. But again, that could be because maybe these characters are going to have more plot in the next seasons, which is kind of setting up the foundation. So it's not really a complaint. What are your spoiler-free thoughts of this episode?
Similar, like we said, it might not have felt as punchy at first, but by the end of it, I feel like whoa, lots to unpack. Lots of subtle occurrences, lots of close escapes, lots of undermining, a few discoveries, some love letters written, eyebrows raised. So I enjoyed it. I think this show continues to be one of my faves. I've not been disappointed at all with this season, for me at least. And just seeing, I guess continuing to see the fallout of the revolution back home. I think I'm expecting episode 8 or 9, Juliet gets back. Because I feel like we need to have one full episode of her being back and something happening. I don't even know what that is because I think tensions are super high right now. There's no, we're past the point of like, just gonna go back to normal.
What's the state of the Silo by the time she gets back? And I still think
there would be a silo.
I still think there's something that you've said in terms of, you said about maybe there's other people in the silo that Juliet's in with Solo. I'm thinking less and less of that. However, I do think maybe another party is going to cause the main silo to come together, against a common foe, right? There's going to be other people are going to be introduced, going to come in and, during the fighting, they're going to realize, wait a minute, maybe we shouldn't.
Yeah.
Do all
Let's
this
focus
fighting.
our energy on the real big
Yes.
bad.
Exactly. Which we still don't know. We're technically all is overseeing everything, right? Or at least who started everything, because the big bad might not still be alive, right? But in terms of who started everything,
probably not. Yeah.
the
It's almost like
founders.
what's it called in Alien, like the company. It's like
Yes.
it feels like a company effect. Like it's not any one person, but there's a whole organization that's just keeping all these locked underground, harvesting your air
for reasons we don't fully know just yet.
Yet.
All right, let's get
Enjoy
into
this.
spoilers right now.
Vamos.
Opens. It's such a creepy moment, right? You have Mr. and Mrs. Sims having a moment in bed, talk about stuff, and they hear a noise. And then Bernard's just like, do coffee machine.
The kid's like, there's a man in the living room, right?
Right? It's like, what the heck?
The old judge used to make her own coffee.
And
do that to relate with the people.
Right. I'll show you how to make coffee. That scene does a lot, right? One, it shows the fact that he doesn't know how to make the coffee. It shows how much, the hierarchy of just like, he's so high up. Right?
Manual labor.
He doesn't do manual labor. But, we spoke about the tension in this episode, right? And I think this sets it off right at the beginning. Because that tension when he's just in the kitchen, right? You see like Robert's just like, what this guy doing in my house?
Like, oh my God.
Like what he's going to do, because you're not quite sure. Because again, we know, and Robert knows that Bernard knows what Robert did.
And I like that. I like that they addressed that immediately, right? Because it ended more or less last episode with him being like, "I know what you did," but they didn't like drag it out, like straight up. And I think I said it to you before we started recording. Bernard was active this episode, right? Bernard is, which fair enough. Like you can't put that kind of plan in play and then like sit on your arse. But like I don't know. Maybe I wasn't expect Bernard to be this. It's almost like fine. Meadows is gone, and Meadows was almost like his good tether a little bit, maybe, or like the one who would like kind of keep him in check. And now he's just like, nope. Guns blazing.
There's a sinister nature to him that I think actor Tim Robbins does so well, because if he smiles, he's like an old, harmless old man. But the way he carries himself is just he doesn't seem threatening, but there's a sinisterness to it.
Like I don't feel like in a physical fight I would lose to him, right? But I don't think he would give me the chance to get into that fight.
Yes, exactly. He will set me up. He'll smile in my face and stab me. Well, not stab me, smile in my face and stab me in the chest, right? Because he's not pretending either.
No, not at all.
Right, and even the way and the way it's set up, right, where it's just like, bringing the book and swearing him in as the new judge. It sounds like it's a great thing, but it's so much a punishment.
Yeah, somehow.
Right, it's still a punishment. And kind of like in terms of talking about Sims in his position, right? Sims throughout this episode, he's just wallowing along, just like, oh my God,
he just looks so sad. Like,
I was supposed to be, and he's like, he spent so much time trying to prove why he should be the shadow, and this episode opens with, "You will never."
You never shadow. It's like, like his wife is like, that's what we've been gunning for, which probably fuels some of her actions.
Right.
We'll get to.
All right.
But yeah, and that scene was great.
But even little moments, right, as Sims is realizing how much power has been taken away from him. He's like, I want to check the room too. The guy's like, oh, sorry. Can't come in.
Sorry, sir. Seems like your access card has been revoked.
Access denied. And again, he's slowly seeing. And I'm curious. You've mentioned before, and I'm believing that now, that you feel like Bernard's downfall is going to in part be caused by Sims.
In fact, 200%. I'm not even like, it's not even like guessing. It's just like, it seems just gonna throw him off the cliff, like he threw whoever he threw out last season. He's just gonna be like, bro, just like, this is so too much. It's like whatever.
Because I feel like you feel like he's reaching a breaking point.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you can feel the bubbling, of it
Mhm.
all. Inside, he's just like frustrated and pissed. And let's talk about, you mentioned it about his wife, how she ends up helping
Camille.
Shirley and Knox, right? Because they're going around, they need help, and
Mhm.
that moment you could read it as she's helping them, but she's not helping them. She's helping her husband because she
Mhm.
says earlier, "Oh, if it was you after them, they would have been caught already." So she's kind of almost trying to make the people
A
in charge
case.
currently, yeah, trying to make them
Mhm.
look bad, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think of her kind of feature? Because she reminds me of, and this is a separate podcast. You can probably check it out. Reminds me of
Holocaust.
Habakkuk's wife, but I feel like Habakkuk's
Mm. Mhm.
wife is more about I need power, whereas
Mhm.
I feel like
Camille's like,
what's
I
it?
want my husband to have power.
Yes,
Camille's
exactly,
like, no,
exactly.
like
Yeah.
you deserve power. I'll do anything for you to get the power.
Though she doesn't tell him everything. That's what I find
Mhm.
interesting. All right. Does she not tell him
I think
everything
that she
because she
knows,
feels
right? She knows he probably doesn't want her to get like involved physically, right? I think
uh-huh.
he's fine with her just like discussing ideas, and then we plot together, and then he goes to act on them, right? I don't
Mhm,
think he wants her to actually get in the line of fire.
mhm.
Whereas she's like, nah, I know what you need, baby. You just wait
Well,
right there. I'll be right back.
now she seems in the line of fire because Bernard kind of
Bernard
deduced.
knows. Bernard knows.
Bernard deduced. But before she helps Knox, Shirley, Walk, and Carla, they split up because they realize that the bounty is only on Knox and Shirley's head. And when
Mhm.
they go to the guy, for the transporter guy who's supposed to help them back, I'm not mad at that guy for taking the bribe because it's like, I'm not really your
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah,
And a
it's not
thousand
exactly. It's not
credits,
like it's not like you're my buddy. It's like, oh, we know each other. Yeah, great.
like a
Mitch.
thousand credits is a thousand credits
Yeah,
per
man.
person. So sorry about that.
Oh, is she offering? Oh, I'll give you a before times bourbon, right, or something like.
Right, right, and one of Juliet's items,
He
which
even
was
said I feel like he almost gave them the chance. Like, all right, if you say right now, you give me. Even if you just said like 800 credits, it's okay, fine. You know what? That's fine. Yeah, I can live with that, right? I'll give up the 200, but like, you give me
Mhm,
that snitch.
mhm.
Time to snitch.
I'm not snitch on you.
Mhm.
I like that Knox takes the thing back. He's like, I know this is fake,
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna let you sell it
that was
either
so
way.
good. Like, I'm not gonna sell this as Juliet's. Like, just don't dishonor her memory. Your
Right.
fake merch.
Fake shit. The escape. I thought the escape, the tension, the escape was great. Though I found it interesting that I would have had, because the security were looking for two people walking. And I'm like, could have split up a bit, run like 10 feet ahead of me or something. I don't know
Hmm.
when they're running down the stairs.
Yeah.
Um, Here's my question to you: do you know how many stairs between floors?
I don't know, I'm always wondering because
Right.
even when they like at the end they rappelled down, I was like, oh, that's what's the trying
Right.
to kind of wait, where are we? How many floors? I don't
Because I
know. It
know they're
seemed like
like,
a lot of walking. They're all almost really fit because they don't walk
I mean,
that
there's a
much. But
lot.
still,
There's definitely a lot of stairs. I know that it goes like 200 floors or something because you see
hmm,
some of the floor numbers sometimes. But I'm
yeah,
just thinking, what is the distance between floors
per
though?
set, yeah.
Per set.
It feels like a good like 30, 40 steps or something like
Right. That's what
uh,
I'm
at
curious
least.
about. But I did like the scene where they jumped over the edge. I thought Knox was going to die. I was ready. I was like, yep, they killed him.
It felt like that was it, and he got what actually happened. Like the rope
The
like
cable sliced. The cable
scratched his
guy
back.
cut.
Oh,
Yeah,
as it
it
felt
fell and
painful. Like
sliced it.
and
I felt that.
I mean, not that he succeeded, but shout out that security guard for trying to do his
Oh,
job, right?
he
Because
really wanted it.
he didn't he shot the rope. They stood there. He was like, push this. He literally he was so on top of it. Yeah. And the tension, the way he just hit the railing right before
Right.
Knox moved.
And
I was like,
he
oh
was so
my.
pissed. He was so pissed. He's like, damn it, missed.
Yeah, like I almost feel bad for him because I wish Bernard could know, yo, this guy's actually trying. Like, forget other people.
Yeah.
Like he's actually doing a good job, right?
That's probably why he
Uh,
tried so hard. Because when earlier on he tells Bernard, yeah, no, my men. And Bernard's like, excuse
it's
me.
like, yeah, so let this be the last time you ever
They
say
will
such. Yeah,
your men?
which I think that just shows Bernard's like I don't want to say unnecessary aggression. Like
Right.
there was nothing wrong with that guy in that moment saying my man, if that makes sense, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
Bernard just almost always has to show that no, I'm the captain, and it's like, hey man, like calm
The
down,
man.
like you know what I
Mm.
mean, like shit.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought it was a nice game. I'm curious to see where it goes next. Again, it's so interesting the people of the silo, right? You see those people by the barrier, just like, oh, get them. They want blood. Like they so want blood, and it just shows how much they've been manipulated.
I think because they love medals, right? So
yes,
even just believing that somebody killed her is like, oh no, that
your
sucks.
leader,
Yeah,
right?
like what?
Because again, we know that as much as the judge seen as the all powerful person, they're just a figurehead. They're not really part of that.
Nothing at all.
So Andrew, what I like about this episode as well is we get a setup thinking, oh look, we're getting more information about Solo. We get his real name. We're getting this, and then it's like Julia's like, excuse you, that doesn't look like you.
That is me. Don't say those words to me. Don't you ever. I am Solo. I am the IT Shadow. It's like, whoa.
His acting, so good.
Top. Emmy nominee.
So good.
Because I felt the crazy.
But also, I think, in acting school and stuff like that, I didn't go to acting school, I went to film school, and we kind of, there's a crossover and overlap. But they teach you, 50% of acting is reacting, which is connected to listening, right?
Yeah.
Listening in on stuff. Because when he's going all crazy on her reaction, brilliant acting. That fear in her eyes was just like,
okay, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Like, yes, you are.
Immediate regret for bringing it up. Immediate regret. I was just like, and I think that her reaction sold the scene more because I was scared for her in that moment.
Yeah,
because you don't know what he's going to do, right?
And I think it then became like very worrying. Like, wait, who is he? Oh my gosh!
Right?
Yeah, run! Because again, remember, this dude was murking people in the hallway, right? Like,
well, there's a theory.
What's the theory?
There's a theory, and it's not my theory, but I like it, because we know that there's relatively newer bodies near the door of the silo.
Yes.
What if that was the original Solo? And the girl.
And this guy killed them and got in.
And took the personality or whatever reason.
It's like you kill Batman and say, I will take on your mantle.
Exactly.
That would be,
I could see that.
I could definitely see that, because I'm curious. I don't know. I was trying to figure out what else it could be. Like, who else would or could he be?
Yes.
Because he's not like he killed this person and then went outside. Like he is actually trying to embody this I am the shadow person, and he's like living in the vault, right? So he's definitely like drinking his Kool-Aid a little bit.
And also begs the question, was he from this silo originally?
I remember you said that earlier, like, was this guy from here, or did he come from outside? We don't, and I don't know. I'm still curious, but he knows so much.
So much.
Scene, I love this show. When however he said it, when he was like, Romeo and Juliet died, and Juliet was like, they didn't die. He's like,
no, she's like, what? Who dies? Well, they both died.
He's like, who died? She's like, no. He's like, in my version they did.
My version they did. I don't know what
she's just like,
like, it's almost the way she does is like crazy, man. Oh,
yeah,
they don't die.
And he's also like, I'm pretty sure they died.
Pretty sure that's like, kind of like the core of the story.
Yeah, like literally, that's the whole point of the story. Yeah, like that they both die at the end, right? Which makes me wonder what she thinks happened.
Right. But you could see a reality where, because her dad named her after, actually, you can see a reality where her dad didn't tell her the full story, or told her an alternate story. Right?
Yeah, like, oh, they were lovers and they fought all odds to be together. She's like, oh my gosh, amazing.
I love that name.
Thanks left out one little detail.
One tiny detail. We found out some information about the silo they're in. It's the water that's there slowly rising. And he has about 10 months. And he's like, quick, we have to do it. Forget everything you're doing. I have 10 months. And she's like,
how do you mark the 10 months?
I don't know. I mean,
maybe 10 months for the water to get in, 13 months, I think. 13 months for the whole IT to be underwater.
I mean, maybe he's done calculations. Maybe he's been checking.
I guess, to be fair, he does have that supercomputer in there.
Yeah, and he's had time. He could have gone down and seen previously, oh, the water from here to there took this much. Comparing it, things like that.
Fair.
But I find it interesting. I wonder if that's going to be a big thing. I wonder if we're going to see 10 months later.
I almost feel like we will. I don't know. It feels like one of those things where it's not just you said it. Like if so, it didn't have to be so specific. You just be like, oh, I don't have much time if water gets in the
Yeah, yeah,
floods, but it's like
yeah.
10 months and then 13 underwater. Like I can see something happening between month 10 and 13,
Mm.
right? Somehow.
Well, we also find out, and this is where some of my theories go. We also the way it made it seem to me as if like it's going to say she's going to have to go and help fix it, which is
Mhm.
again she's scared of water.
So
She don't like
water,
going out
yeah.
in water, so she's gonna be forced to go because, and I'm jumping ahead here. When Bernard is talking to Lucas and they find the schematics, they see some extra
The
uh,
tunnel or the
tunnels,
light, yeah, the
right?
tunnels.
And you and I have spoken about the fact that, and he finds one of the tunnels
Connections.
that Juliet was trying to get to in season one.
Mhm, mhm,
That we think some of those lower tunnels might connect other silos together.
mhm, mhm.
So I'm thinking Juliet's going to go back to her tunnel via
Via
underwater, fixing that
water.
water thing so she can go that way. I don't think
Yeah,
she's going to
yeah.
go through the entrance.
That would actually be funny after all of her work because yeah, that would
Right.
make sense. Like fully overcoming her fear, and having to go down. And it's crazy. I mean, I guess we obviously know Juliet's gonna survive, but like, the way she fell at the end, I was like,
Oh,
is she about to
n-
die from tetanus,
not just the way she
like
fell. I think the
typhoid or
whole kind
something?
of being sick thing, right? Because you forget that she
Yeah,
got cut in the arm, and then you're just like, what's
yeah,
happening? What's wrong with her? I literally
yeah.
believed, is she that hungry? Like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, right. Same. Even
I
him, the
was
way he
like,
ran. Oh my gosh, is it food? And he like sped off to
right?
to grab the food. But yeah, like even with that, I'm like, Julia's not really. She's not usually one to like feel that woozy, and then she just when she peeled it back,
Oh,
I was like, yeah,
you're like,
disgusting, gross.
oh,
And
that's
like
what
you
it is.
said, that water is not clean. Like let's be
Now,
real, that's not.
no.
That's not. There's no chlorine in there. There's no treatment. That's
Mm.
just dirty, mucky, siloy, dead human water.
Ugh, for God knows how long. It's been marinating. But she does find a helmet, which she was looking for this
Mhm,
whole time. And we get a
mhm,
little
mhm.
mini storyline background where someone had stolen those helmets. And that's how
Yes,
she ends up
yes. Mhm.
finding out about the truth about Solo and tries her
Solo and
location. And so I wonder if that's going to be a thing as well. I'm curious about that. No, it's probably obvious that she's gonna wake up and Solo's gonna be like, oh, I touched your arm.
yeah.
Or she's gonna wake up and Solo's like, I cut off your arm. I don't
Well, that would be
know.
hilarious. Oh my gosh, your arm looks so gross. I wanted to help you, so
Just saying.
chop chop.
You can't find antibiotics easily unless you can. I'm not
That's the
sure.
thing. Is what I mean, well, who knows? Because Solo knows a lot, and this silo of theirs, what was it,
Mhm.
17? It's 17, right?
Yes, yes.
17 might have some supplies, but yeah, this is not the kind of world to be getting sick per se, especially not in
Mhm,
this silo without like at least the other one, what's his name? Patrick was able to, get to a doctor, right? And even like a
mhm,
med kit. But like this
mhm,
one is just Solo, and there's somebody
mhm,
else.
mhm,
So yeah, that's not a place to be getting sick. But yeah, I'm all but sure Solo patches. I almost feel like you're gonna patch her up and tell her the story, right? That's
mhm,
what I'm wondering. I don't know if it's going to be an amicable end between the two of them. I think that's
mhm.
the tension in my head that I'm like, okay, hey guys, great, Juliet, get out of there. uh, Solo, so nice
Scurry,
to
gonna
meet
kill
you,
you.
Juliet. Leave, yeah. Like even if he doesn't kill you today, he might just one day be like, okay, you know too much. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I gotta kill
Sort
you,
of
like,
choking her.
choking her as he's
I
killing
could
her.
see. I'm saying sorry. I could totally see, that being a thing that he
Mhm.
does, and then Knox appears and punches him. What? Who
'Cause he
wrote
also
this?
does genuinely feel bad for shouting at her, right?
Yes.
Because when she leaves, you get a sense
Yeah.
that he's like, "I shouldn't have done that," or he feels kinda
Yeah.
bad for he's not I don't think he feels bad for shouting at her. I think he feels bad that the situation happened
Also,
because he wants to avoid the
yeah.
situation altogether.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
It's almost like you see. This is why I don't like to do this. Don't
Right.
make me shout at you.
Here's another theory I have. We started talking about Bernard and Lucas.
Hmm.
As Bernard's like, tells him about the whole 5-year prison sentence reduction. It's like,
Yeah. That's like,
you're gonna die anyway.
bruh. That's a definitely a random act of God or a random work incident.
Right, right. It's like, shit. If you lasted one day, good for you. Well done. But it seems as what I find interesting is that as Bernard is getting the information from Lucas, Lucas himself seems like really intrigued by this information too.
Hmm.
I think it's not like, oh, I have to do this. It's like, you know, oh, I also found this. I
Yeah.
also found, he didn't have to tell him about the letter,
The
right?
letter. Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, I also found a letter. This again, this is a bigger clue. that's leading up to the other mystery of Salvador Quinn and the secret message that Meadows kept to her grave because she knew, and it's why she didn't want to be Shadow anymore. But speaking of Shadow, I don't know. Is it crazy to think that Lucas could be set up as Bernard's Shadow?
I mean, it's not crazy.
Like eventually, like slowly bring him down that, groom him for that, right? Because it's not gonna be Sims.
It's not, and he needs a shadow eventually, right? And I feel like it's not like he can trust anyone per se anyway. So might as well have somebody who like needs like. Lucas would more or less kind of be in his forever debts. Like, look, I'm keeping you under the mines and make you my shadow. That's the biggest promotion in the history of the silo.
And on top of that, again, Lucas seems, because he's smart, he seems the person that he enjoys getting information. So you can almost like bribe him with information. Because he's excited. Last week's episode, and Meadows telling him about how the solar system and everything works. He's like,
the gas and everything. It's like, oh my gosh, now arrest him.
right. And so I think he's going to be slowly pulled in to this. You're right. If I stay here, I get more information. And
he's like, that's good enough for me. Like, I'll do it. Do whatever you want. I want to research more hard drives and I know what's going on. But I'm intrigued because it also, I don't know, the thing with Bernard is just like, it's still not a thing where I'm like, that will last forever, right? He'll use it for a while and then. Even this episode, I was scared. I guess because the information isn't done, but I was like, especially when he saw, was like, oh, one more thing. I was like, oh my gosh,
that's what I was saying.
Get him killed. Oh no, don't do it. Don't do it.
And that's what I mean, as in like, I feel like he's getting pulled into this because like he didn't need to say one more thing. Bernard was happy. He was about to leave.
Yeah, you got a 24 hours extension.
You could have kept that information to yourself if you wanted to, but you decided to move forward. So I'm like, oh, okay. Bernard also has another moment with Juliet's father, Dr. Nichols. It's a very short scene, but I really liked it because it continues off of a previous episode where he started realizing, I don't like what I do as a doctor.
Yeah, like wait, that's not the thing I signed up for. Probably that's exactly the opposite of what a doctor should be doing.
Right. And Bernard's like, let me give you these stuff so that you can, stay on our side. The doctor's like, excuse you. You're taking everything away from me. I have nothing to lose.
Like Sandra took my wife. What do you say? My wife,
my son,
and my daughter.
Yes,
like bro, like.
I mean, it's like
that's a hat trick.
Yeah, right. He says exact words were, my profession is a sham. You can't control what she means to me. I love when he says that.
Like,
you cannot control what she means to me. You control what she means to me, but can't control what she means to me.
Yeah, like deep.
Yes. And I'm curious to see where his storyline is going. Right? Because he's at the point where it's just like, you know what? I've lost everything.
Yeah. Okay. That's the most interesting. A man who feels like he has nothing left to lose.
A man in the medical profession.
Yeah.
I feel like that's another level.
Yeah. That's like a Gotham villain like backstory.
Right. And at a time where you don't really have many medical professionals. So he's also like powerful in that
high
sense,
value, very needed.
You can't replace him easily. Right? Yeah. So I'm curious to that story. And then another story that's getting, and this is what I talked about earlier on, where I think some narratives are getting shortchanged. I feel like the Paul, Billings, and Hank narrative is kind of like in the background. It hasn't really.
I feel like every episode they're just like, throw them in. Let's just
remember,
remember the sheriff.
And this is happening. And this is happening. Yeah. And I'm curious to see, they start finding out. I like the two of them, how their relationship is building, just in terms of how they're from very different backgrounds. I feel like Hank understands the lower levels more because those are his people, right? And he's introducing Billings to all it. I like that kind of conversation they had, where he's just like, all these people are annoying. Juliet's annoying. All these people think, but there's no way they killed.
He said literally no way. Like
absolutely no way.
It's like,
there's absolutely no way. And then even what I like about that, it's like we're not spending a lot of episodes trying to convince, right?
Like that's what I like about Billings.
He's not an idiot. He's like, okay.
She says, I noted.
Yes, even his interaction with Kennedy, right, where he's just like, I don't trust you, and he's like, you know what? Here, this is why you can trust me. We're not wasting time. We're moving along. Boom, boom, boom. He's not confused and thinking like, oh, but I'm also a man of the law, but I'm also this. He knows exactly. Even when he lies to Bernard earlier on the radio.
Oh, it's like, I would do anything for the silo and the pact. My pinky was crossed.
Wink.
I lied. That was not because that was right after what's his name, Patrick, when they found it, who he literally just said that it's all a lie, the pact is a lie, and right after that he said yeah, don't for the silo on the pact. So I feel like it was also a very specific choice of words, right? It wasn't even like anything for you, Bernard. It's like
Yes.
I would do what I believe is the overarching good for the entire pact.
I liked what Kennedy says to them. He's like, I'll tell you everything you want to know. No, actually, I'll sure as tell you everything you don't want to know.
Yeah, that was such a great line. I don't like how that conversation went as well, because first he was very much like, no, he was like,
I'll throw myself down.
Yeah, it was even like, hey, give me your gun. Yeah, you won't because you don't trust me. I was like, first of all, that's a terrible test.
Right.
I'm not.
Give me a gun.
No, even if I trusted you, I'm not giving you my gun. Let's start there. But then I like I finally get to see a use for the little poster that Billings took. And like it was just a great way to be like, yeah, if you told anyone, I'm cooked. So
Right.
all of a sudden, Bradley's like, all right, great. Now you're gonna enter a world of shit. I'm going to tell you everything.
I like the irony of Patrick calling Hank Detective Longhair. Like, you have long hair too.
Yeah.
He called Detective Longhair.
Like how is that an adjective of choice? But
Right.
fair enough, I guess.
I liked when Camille takes the Knox and was it Shirley? Knox and Shirley to the guy, the plumber guy, to take his house.
Yeah, the guy without trousers.
Right. I like that. He's like, can I do it? Why don't you start with that first?
So, that's my wife. I literally thought the same thing. I was like, bro, if you're opening the door, put on trousers. Don't then be like, can I put on trousers? Yes. Please? Like, what do you mean?
He's like, I don't know why you didn't read for them first. But I did like what he said.
I like Camille. You like what he said?
I did like his warning, right? When he's just like, I took you assholes in because I'm afraid of her.
Yeah.
Like, not because I was being nice. I'm scared of her, so I better watch out. Watch out for her.
But let me put it this way. I can't see how it ends well, because now Bernard knows that basically both Sims and his wife, that group, he's like, those two, that couple? But then how does Bernard try and get rid of them without so much friction? Because I feel like Sims also has a lot of people loyal to him, just in like the under ranks or whatever, in the crew of guards. So it's not just like you can't just be like, go and arrest Sims. We'd be like, really?
I mean, you could be like, oh, she said she wants to go outside. I heard her. Because that's
maybe like
yeah. I will say, just thinking about it now, I could also see a scenario where she's the one that kills Bernard.
Especially she'd be like, I did it to keep your hands clean.
Exactly. Yeah, yes.
I did it for you.
That. I did it for you. And now she has to go on the walk because she killed him. Yeah. He has to walk outside. And she's like, I don't care. Did it for you.
That would actually be great. Yeah, I can see that, and I feel like she would even be like, I'll take this walk because now you're in charge and I'm happy. Yes. That's all that ever mattered to me.
One line I liked between Knox and Shirley, we spoke about that first episode where Shirley was getting angry and everything. I thought we'd get a whole season of her just being irrationally angry, and I'm glad
she's doing well. She's doing well.
Didn't
she's very calm now.
But I like the moment when Knox was just like, damn, we should have done things your way because we're still here. And she's like, well, actually, we were damned either way. But if you did it my way, we'd already be dead. And I like that she's recognized.
I like the realization. Yeah. She wasn't just like, yeah, you should have. She's like, maybe I was also a little hasty myself.
Yes. I thought that was just unnecessary, not really a necessary moment, but I think it adds. I think it was appreciative to have that moment. Anything else that you like that we had to talk about?
It's just again Juliet, the engineer. I'm always called out. I love when she was sewing the helmet. She's always trying something. She's like, I don't want to go back in the water. All right, let me try and sew this helmet. Oh, didn't work. It's just like she's just always on a plan.
I was gonna say that what I appreciate about that, and we've seen this in previous episodes, is that it's not a case of I need to make this. I make it. It's perfect. God, sometimes it doesn't work straight away. She's like struggles. Okay, like last week the pump was still leaking. Things like that. she has to do multiple tries sometimes to get it right, and even when she does get it
Yeah.
right, it's not exactly right. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
and she cuts herself underwater. It's
Mhm,
just
mhm,
it's very much not, which I think is realistic for the time. Right? This isn't like I don't know, Batman in space. It's
mhm.
people with limited resources and a lot of brain power, but also like limited. Okay, she's really smart, but she doesn't know what a bird is, right? Like the
Mhm,
knowledge is still very like skewed and limited,
mhm.
right? So I just very much like that. Yeah, her skill is quick thinking, I think, right, more than anything,
Yes, yes.
right? But not
She's a
not perfect thinking,
she's MacGyver,
literally.
essentially. I liked when,
What is
no
Solo's real fake name? Sorry, I don't know. I keep calling him Cole Palmer. I think Cole
it's
Myers.
well, Cole Palmer.
Called Pumper.
I
Cool
liked
ass deal.
I liked when Shirley and Knox, were about to rappel down, and then
Yeah.
she's like, "There's no break, is there?" And he's like, "There's the cable, and there's the end of the
Yeah.
cable.
Once again, it's like, listen,
What do you
man,
offer me?"
this is real world shit. You know, this is not, once again. I've mentioned Batman so many times. This is not Batman's grappling hook. All right,
Right.
I don't know what you're expecting, lady.
Like she even says, she's like, "I don't know if it's gonna get you carry your weight." So even those moments is why I thought he was going to die. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, he's going to die. It's gonna drop and he's just gonna land down or
Oh,
something.
I literally could see it. Like after the guy pushed it and it just like hit his head and
Yeah,
he
right.
just fought and
Well, at
oh,
first, when
terrible.
the guy pushes it, I wasn't thinking the guy was trying to hit him. I thought the thing was still attached to them.
Attached,
So
and
that
then
when
it would
yeah,
go and pull
it,
him down.
yeah,
Yeah.
it would pull him down. That's what I thought.
That's why I
Yeah.
say shout out that guy, because I feel like he was like, listen, one way or another, the next best thing to do is to push this down. What happens? I don't know. Maybe he hits him, maybe he falls, but like I just like that he wasn't just like, oh no, they've gone
Right.
down.
Rex, they've gone there and
Damn
I
it, they
can't
got
get to them.
away. He's like, nope, nope. Shoot the cable. Oh, they're still there. All right, push this. And then even the way the people, yeah, those people are angry. They do like that. They're
Seriously.
there. Get them. It's like,
Took out the whole
calm
barrier.
down.
Actually, I thought in that time when they were like fighting against the barricade and that other woman was like, "Let me through," blah blah blah, and then you see Martha slowly walking behind, which I like. This nice
Yeah,
touch where it's like where Carlo's like, "Oh, the good thing about you spending 25 years down there means no one knows what you look like." Great.
yeah.
I thought she's gonna get
But
accidentally pushed over the edge. I was ready for her
oh
death,
no.
right? Because she
Yeah.
kisses her old love flame. They had that moment, and I
Yeah.
thought, "Oh, that's your goodbye
That's
kiss."
usually the setup. That's usually the, yeah. Enjoy this. Your final
Right,
words.
right. That's what I expected. But again, this show does a good job of subverting expectations. So once again, I don't know what next week's gonna do. No idea. We
Exactly.
have some theories, but where is it going to go? No idea. Any
So
other
then,
thoughts?
question. So I don't know if I missed something. So IT has its own power source in Solo's yard silo.
Yes.
But the power is from the outside. That's something I
That's
should be
the
thinking deeper on? Like,
yes,
what
yes. That is
is that
the
normal?
question.
Like what outside? Is
As
it like, is this solar
the
power? Like what is it, generator? What is happening?
what is happening? What is that? Is it connected to something physically? Is it some kind of future wireless power
Yeah.
technology? You don't know, but
And how
clearly.
again, this the biggest message for me is Solo, because he knows, forget that he's not who he says he is. He literally like knows everything, right?
Mhm.
There's, I guess, to be fair, okay, the away is fine. Maybe he killed whoever and he's been in this room for years and he's read every single
Reading.
thing on this computer. It's very
Mhm,
possible,
mhm.
right? But still, it's still like he just knows everything. Like, oh, you need this? Oh, it's there. Oh, this there.
But
Oh, the power's from here. Oh, this
but
is.
not just
Oh,
knows
Romeo and Juliet
everything.
want that. But that.
He knows stuff, but also knows like the general makeup of these silos in the sense of, oh, does your
Yeah.
silo have this? In the sense of some silos have different things. He's understanding of
Yeah.
that, right? It's not a case of he thinks they're all the same. He's like, oh, maybe does your silo
Yeah.
do that too? Does your silo do this? So he knows that
Us.
different silos do
Yeah.
different things, which is interesting too.
Yeah.
Right?
Which is a lot of knowledge to have, in a sense, even. I can't see Julia and the rest being like, oh, I don't know. I feel like the rest more be like, whoa, other silos. Whereas he's
Right.
like, yes, other silos, of course.
Yeah. Right.
Yes. That's how we made the systems. Oh, oops.
Yeah. Right.
Did I
Right.
did I say that out
Exactly.
loud?
Right. Because to ask even, oh, do you guys also have Founders Day? To ask these questions means
Mhm.
you know that they might not be the same things.
Yeah. Exactly. As opposed to being like, oh, what do you guys do for Founders Day, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, like, intonate too much, sir.
I think that's everything. I'm enjoying this episode a lot.
Just one more thing. So the Salvador Quinn, again, I'm trying to make sure I understand everything
Yes.
happening here. So
Yes.
the folder had the handwritten letter that Salvador Quinn wrote to his wife.
Yes, coded letter.
And that's the same coded letter that Meadows saw.
Yes.
Back in the day, I never said anything about. But
and
like,
she quit. Why she quit?
I don't know what. Yeah, like what? Just like what?
But it's also
I hate
enough
and
that
love mysteries. I'm like, what is it? Like, what is this? What is
but
on this
it's
letter?
a mystery she kept to herself. Right. It's not like
Yeah,
she's like
it's not
trying to
like so bad
expose.
where it's
Let me
like
tell
everybody
everyone.
come and see it.
Right.
Like, ooh.
Or part of the mystery. Part of that could be that, oh, I found out this truth, but there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe that's why she's
Maybe like,
maybe that's why it's
aliens.
sad.
We're the
Right.
last humans, and there's no hope for you outside. Actually,
Right.
no, because then she wouldn't want to go outside, or maybe she still would. I don't even know. I'm just super curious.
Well, we spoke about maybe she had kind of suicidal agenda, but to see the world one last time, and her sadness is that we will never go back to what it was, right?
Yeah.
But because she was also very much into what the world was like before. She even asked Bernard, "What did they do to destroy what they had?" Right?
Yeah.
And maybe she's aware that we can never go back to what Earth had. It can't be fixed, right? In that sense, that's why her sadness comes from, in that realization. Because again, for the most part, people don't know why they're there. They just know they had to be there. Maybe the why of it all is why she's like, damn, that bad. You know.
It might be. And Quinn was the head of IT, right? Yeah, I think that just makes it like all the more curious. Like, the head of IT was writing this. Like,
So he had Bernard's role, basically.
Yeah, and that's my point. Like, oh wow, like that's almost like deeper. Not almost. It's deeper than the judge writing it, because it's like, oh, like the head honcho is writing coded letters.
You're not necessarily head honcho, but you're the one that's supposed to be keeping these secrets.
Yeah,
right. You're supposed to be
like
protecting
Bernard.
secrets. So why it's almost like
follow the
this
book.
coded letter is revealing secrets.
Yeah.
Right.
Just said the pact is a lie.
And
Probably
no matter what the cost.
Like, pact sucks. Everybody here's a lie. We're all doomed. Thanks. Bye. I love you.
Anyway, I think we could spend forever trying to figure out what these mysteries are.
Or wait and find out.
I'm sure the show will let us know
or
in
read
due
the book
time and uncover more mysteries. I'm sure it's going to open up more mysteries for us. But either way, I'm excited. What do you nerdies think of this episode? What do you think of this season so far? Are you excited that we are guaranteed the show's going to get its proper ending with 2 more seasons after this? Find us on social media at The Nerdy Bunch. You can also email us at thenerdybunchpodcast@gmail.com. We'd like to hear your thoughts. Check out our other podcasts. We literally before this just finished recording. What did we record? I forget. So many things we recorded.
Wow, Skeleton Crew. Oh my god, my brain. One Crew today. Tomorrow.
Wow, totally forgot.
Picture Commandos. Dude.
Yes, we did. We did Skeleton Crew and then Dune. So check out all the podcasts and upcoming. Andrew, I didn't tell you. There's some upcoming stuff as well that we're gonna have to jump on. But stay tuned to the Nerdy Bunch to see what those things are.
Yes, and please recommend stuff if you want us to watch as well. And thank you, David.
Right. My name is English Dave, and this has been a Nerdy Bunch review for Silo Season 2, Episode 5. And as always, Andrew,
keep it nerdy.
Peace.